Hi everybody, welcome back. In this self-healing video, I will walk you through healing your legs and your ankles and your feet. I, at the same time, am releasing videos to heal the energy flow in your spine, as well as major joints after your spine. Your sacroiliac joints and your hip joints, which are really important to keep the flow going from your spine to your legs and from your legs back up to your spine. So those are two separate videos that I already just made. Again, one is for the spine and the sacrum, and then the second one is sacrum plus pelvis basically, and the hip joints, so that the energy can continue to flow this way and this way. Okay, so now what we're going to do in this video is we're going to do legs, knees, ankles, and feet. And we're not going to do, I'm not going to explicitly mention a lot of the muscle names, just because in the healing I did not, in this particular triplet healing. In future ones, you never know. But in this particular triplet set, I'm probably not going to do a lot with specific muscles. I did do the muscles, but I didn't like highlight one over the other much. I did do, though, the plantar fascia right here. It's at the bottom of the foot, and it connects the ankle bone to the toes and everything. And it helps with the arch of the foot. You don't need to wait for me to heal a muscle. You know, you can Google muscles of the arms or muscles of the feet or muscles of the ankles or muscles of the legs, and just use gold light and heal it. So anyway, let's get started with the walkthrough. Okay, so we're gonna do the femur first, and then we're gonna, there's a patella, which is basically the kneecap, and then there's the tibia is the big one, and the fibula is the little one. There are like two leg bones here, and there's just one giant one here. So we're gonna do that, and then the knee joint, because knees are so huge, you know, like on a physical level, just for mobility, but energy-wise, it's just a giant joint that you want to keep flowing so that your energy is real strong and flowing. Okay, so go ahead and imagine your femur bone. That's real easy to imagine because it's just one giant bone right here. You know, you don't need a medical degree to do it. Just imagine like a big bone. You have one big bone in each thigh. Okay, so just imagine both of those giant thigh bones that you have, which are called I just forgot. You're called femur bones, your femur bones. So just imagine your thigh bones basically, and just run gold light up and down them. And you can bring up red earth energy too and soak your femur bones in the red earth energy from the center of the earth, and just use the gold light on each of your femur bones, which again are your thigh bones. One big bone in each thigh. And while you run gold light through it, just kind of imagine, hey, what am I letting go of? What am I ready? What's healthy and gentle for me to clear out of this femur bone? So you could imagine kind of like energy that's soaked into it, or energy that's caked around it, you know, hard energy, but you can just melt it away. I mentioned in the other videos that, you know, you have past life baggage that actually gets put onto your physical form in the lifetime, and that's part of how we carry the baggage into each life. Is your spirit owns this baggage from the past lives that you haven't cleared yet until you clear it. But part of how you own it, part of how it affects you in each life, is it actually gets sort of put onto your muscles and your bones and your joints, but you can clear it. So anyway, just imagine your thigh bones, imagine what you're clearing as you're clearing it, and that part's optional, but just if that's too complicated, just use gold light and relax and take deep breaths and just enjoy not forcing it. And just keep breathing. And you may be starting to feel what you're releasing, and if you are, don't worry about it. Just stay present. You don't have to go into these feelings. Like I'm washing out some sadness from past lives, from my femur bones, but I don't have to feel it much, because if my grounding is unblocked, it'll just wash right down my grounding, or it'll dissolve instantly as the gold light hits it. So if you're feeling too much of what you're clearing, probably your grounding's blocked. So go ahead and unblock your grounding for a second. All right, so that was healing your femur bone. I hope you enjoyed that. And then your femur, the energy flow, you know, if it's going downward, then it gets to your knee joint, right? And you have a knee, of course, on either leg, and you have the knee bone, the patella bone, and then you have the tibia and the fibula bone, right? Those two bones of your lower leg. So imagine the joint, you have the big thigh muscle, you have the big thigh bone, sorry, and you don't really have to worry too much about the patella. Well, that's kind of interesting. Because you can have energy stored in the bone, so in the patella bone itself, the kneecap bone, or you can have energy just in that joint, you know, between the big thigh bone and the big lower leg bone, the big femur and the big tibia. You know, there's space in between those two bones, and that's where the joint is. So you can just use lots of gold light. And allow yourself to be surprised at what's there, you know, and just melt away whatever's healthy and gentle for you to melt away today. And again, you can melt away energy that's in the kneecap bone itself, the patella bone, which is your kneecap bone. So for me, just an example, you know, and it's kind of random, you know, you might have all sorts of stuff, but I'm sensing in the joint area between the two major bones, the thigh bone and the big lower leg bone, I have some fear that I'm melting away. And in the patella bone, which is the kneecap bone, I have some sadness that I'm melting away right now. And it's all past life stuff. So you don't need to know that to clear. It's just sometimes an example might help your imagination a little bit. But it could be guilt, it could be resistance, it could be old arguments, you know, doesn't matter. And you could have people courting the joint itself, because the joint, well, just because. So go ahead and melt away any energy cords from people that are courting your knee joint. And if you haven't done the other leg, if you're only doing one leg at a time, make sure you start doing the other leg now. And wash out the knee joint and the other leg. And again, that's from, you know, you have your big thigh bone, your big femur, and then it connects, you know, in a joint to your big lower leg bone, which is your tibia. The little bone in your lower leg, it's not part of the joint so much. So just, there's a joint between the big thigh bone and the big lower leg bone. So just wash out that joint with gold light and maybe bring up some red earth energy. Just soak that joint with some red earth energy, some gold light. And if you don't have your hands free right now, just maybe put lots of gold suns all around your knees, you know, and your intention is that the gold light's getting into the joints and washing out whatever's healthy and gentle to release. And you could heal both joints at once if you want, both knee joints at once, and then of course a little bit extra on the patella bone, that kneecap bone. And just let yourself be surprised at what's there and what you're clearing. There could be some religious energy. I always used to be able to tell, when I first started healing people, it always surprised me that people who had been raised Catholic seemed to have very blocked up knee joints. So just a fun fact. So it's possible, you know, maybe religious guilt or religious baggage from this life or past lives could be in your knee joints. So you can just melt that out. And again, you're not making them perfect by the end of the video. Just relax, just melt away only what's healthy and gentle to melt away right now. Okay, and now your lower legs. You can heal both of the bones in your lower leg, your big tibia bone that's in front and your smaller fibula bone that's behind it. And it might be funny for you, like which bones you feel more and which bones you feel less, and that could change day to day. When you're healing, you know, maybe one day you feel certain bones when you heal it more than other days. But don't worry about it. Just wash out with gold light and red earth energy. Bring up red earth energy from the center of the earth and just soak the bones in the red earth energy and then the gold light. And again, statistically, while you definitely can have baggage from this life in your legs or anywhere in your physical body, statistically you probably have much more past life baggage that just you haven't finished clearing. So now is your chance. But again, take your time, pace yourself, only do what's healthy and gentle to clear right now. So again, we're healing the lower leg bones, the big tibia bones in the front, and the thinner fibula bones in the back. I think I got that right. Tibia, fibula, yeah. So you don't really have to know the names of them well to heal it. Okay, great. So now you're ready to heal your ankle joints. So your ankles, they're pretty interesting. Like, I still haven't memorized all the names of the little bones that are at the start of your foot. You know, there's like your ankle, there's your two big leg bones in your lower leg, but then there's all these little bones, your ankles and the back part of each foot. So you can just, hopefully I'll put an image so you can see, you know, how the two big leg bones go into all sorts of little bones in your ankles and your feet. So you just want to heal all that space in between the bones as well as the bones. So just wash that out, and if you want to do one leg at a time, that's fine. If you want to do them both at once, that's fine. So again, we're healing like this whole area. So we got our front leg bone, our back leg bone, but now we're healing just this joint area and all these little bones right here. So I'll put down AccuDoll so I can heal with both hands. But if I couldn't use my hands, I'd just make lots of gold suns around my copies, or literally lots of gold suns around that part of my body. Either way is fine. And red earth energy, you can soak the part that you're working on in red earth energy that you bring up from the center of the earth. And if you feel overwhelmed at all when you're working, just take a break and reground. You know, imagine you're grounding really big, as wide as your whole aura, and bring it all the way up so it's high as your third chakra. You can even do a full earth energy soak. Bring the earth energy all the way up above your head to the top of your aura. Soak in red or orange or yellow earth energy. You can even leave that up too as you work. Soak in the earth energy the whole time you're working. And again, just relax. You don't have to make these perfect by the end of the video. You just want to do a little bit today. Whatever is healthy and gentle. You may have some like fear or panic, you know, in these muscles of your legs and your feet, maybe from past lives when you had to run away or something. You may not, you know, maybe there's sadness or grief or something. But whatever it is, you know, just remind yourself now you're healthy and safe. And the more of this you can clear, the more you can kind of stand in your own courage. Maybe that's what we'll do at the end of this video. So, okay, so that's good enough. And then the bones of your feet, they look kind of long when you look at them in a diagram. So just imagine your bones of your feet and just wash them out in gold light. And red earth energy, soak them in the red earth energy, in the gold light, these long bones of your feet. And all the little joints too, because all those little bones in your feet, they all have little joints in between them. So lots of gold light there. All right, and like I said, the one muscle that I really did work more in the healing, so I'll mention it now. Is the plantar fascia. Plantar fascia. I had to say it right. So your plantar fascia is a thick bunch of tissue that connects your heel bone to your toe bones. Okay, so this thick bunch of tissue and muscle right here. Okay? So go ahead and imagine that, like imagine a copy of your feet like turned upside down so you can see the bottom of each foot, and just heal that plantar fascia, that bunch of tissue on the bottom of each foot. Just bring up red earth energy, soak that in the red earth energy, and then gold light, because your feet chakra are these giant earth energy centers, you know, energy centers that bring up earth energy, and that's like right there, you know, energetically. So this is the muscle and tissue that's in that area. So we're healing the muscle, you know, the tissue that's right in that area, the physical muscle. And again, there could be a lot of past life baggage right there, or baggage from this life. Just stress even, you know. You don't have to know what it is, just wash it out, lots of gold light. And just let those muscles relax. Say, hey, relax, relax, relax. Maybe take a deep breath while you do it. All right, great. So, oh yeah, what we were going to do is, because this set is also about courage, and in the May 2019 Metatron recording, Metatron and Ariel, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Ariel, were talking about standing in your courage and your love and your purpose. And so what we can do is, now that you've healed, if you did all the videos, you healed your spine and, you know, the joints and muscles and bones in your lower body. So now just let your courage, which is from your first chakra, just kind of vibe in that whole lower part of your body. Like imagine that vibration of your courage that your first chakra generates, and have your muscles and your joints resonate at that same vibration of your courage. So you're standing strong in your own courage. And then, like Metatron and Ariel were suggesting, you can stand strong in your own love and your own sense of purpose as well. And this can just be an intention. You don't have to know the specifics of your purpose in this life. So again, just stand strong in your courage and your love and your purpose. All right, great. Good job, guys. I think you're awesome for experimenting with this type of healing. And just a quick reminder also that the May 17th Triplet Set 2019 will be about this level of physical healing as well. And this level of physical healing to do on a group level is definitely new for me to do with groups. So if you find it valuable, please let me know and comment under the video. Thank you so much. Bye.